It's Memorial Day weekend, and there are bets to be made, tickets to cash. Didn't even have the mic in front of my face, man. What's going on? I'ma still be on Memorial Day weekend time. Let's go, money.
Let's go. This ain't the Rock Night, or this game can he stink.
Oh shit!
It's gone.
I don't know what happened there. That was weird as hell. The whole computer froze on me. The whole thing stopped. I had to come back out and come back in. But we are here. My computer must be on vacation because we all on vacation. It's Memorial Day weekend, man, and we are live. Everybody back to another Memorial Day weekend, and just a weekend. Wow, and that was crazy how that just jumped off. Welcome everybody back. Like I said, another weekend of the Money Pop Podcast. We give you the best advice and gambling in the market. We share on how to effectively beat the books, beat the bookman, beat your favorite capper, so you can successfully win on betting over time. I'm your host, Mossy. Let's go, man. Welcome to the pod, man. Of course, I got my guy with me. B Diddy, man. What's up?
What's up, bro?
You,
Can you hear me?
you hear me?
Yeah, your sound is distorted,
Can you hear me?
but it's distorted.
I can't hear you. Come back out and come back in. This shit is funky. This shit is funky. This shit is funky. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. All right. I'm gonna bring you in. I'm gonna jump out the pod real quick. Let me go back and let me come back in again. Crazy echo. I'm assuming I'm hearing. Um, I don't know what's going. Give me one sec. Hey, if y'all in the chat, can y'all hear a bad echo? Let's do this. We'll do this live real quick. Let me know in the chat if you can hear a bad because I can't hear myself right now. I wonder why it got stuck. Yeah, the pod we jumped on the pod, I got stuck. So which is a very weird thing right now. Crazy way to start the day, man. Weekend supposed to be easy. Your sound is bad. All right. Let me jump back out and then I'll jump back in. All right, how about now? Y'all got now? Better? You got me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yep, much better.
That's better? That's better? All right.
You still got a slight echo. I don't know why it's echoing.
It's still echoing?
Yeah, it's like really quick, like right after your words is like echoing.
Ooh, that's a first, man. It's been a while since I had a problem that on mic. It's better? A little bit better?
Mm.
Nah?
Yeah, it's like your words are doubling.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like ooh. It's like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's no good. But that is no good. Let me see if I this real quick. How about now? A little bit better?
Same.
Same.
Yeah. Sounds like you're buffering like a. It might be the stream itself.
It might be the stream.
Want to
I'm
change the
not
link?
100% sure. It's I turned off
Yeah,
my
it's
mic.
real bad.
It's bad now.
It just sounds like you're stuttering. It's like I just turned. It's kind of like that.
All right. How about this? I'm gonna do it like this. Let me do it like this. You man controls, bro. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
We good? How about now?
Much better.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We're gonna have to run it. We got to run it from this joint. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to run it from this joint. Hey, the camera look better though. You know what I mean? Picture looks sharp. We'll run it from this.
Was the show on? Are we on?
I think so. The show's on for sure. The show's
Oh,
on.
you had me sitting there. I was just sitting there looking at the camera for like an idiot, not saying nothing. I didn't know the show was on.
I said, man, the controls.
Oh, my bad, yo. My bad. Good thing I ain't picked my nose or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
I said, man, the controls. Yeah, no, I started the show off and went on, and then like it just froze, and then I had to come back out and come back in, and then I was talking, and then I'm thinking everything's good, but we'll just run it like this. It's all good, man. We will get right into it. Like I said, welcome everybody back. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning of the show, but like I said, we got our guest on. It's not us versus them. It's not us versus you. It's not us versus your favorite handicapper. What we do here is we teach and we share our knowledge of sports betting. It's of course it's me, your guy, Moss Money, and Cuss. I got my guy with me, B Diddy. What's up, boy?
What's up, man? Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, man. How was your weekend so far?
Laid back.
I feel that. Not like today. Not like right now. All right, let's get right into it, man. I was looking at the slate today, and I'm just trying to think, where we're going to pick our spots.
Mm-hmm.
A huge Game 7 today. How about Jimmy Buckets? Jesus.
47.
Gave him almost 50. Almost gave him 50. You know what I mean? Does he got enough in the tank for this Game 7? I hope so.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
We're gonna get into the game. We're gonna definitely break down the game. We're gonna also get into the poll question of the day, which is brought to you by BetUS. BetUS still is having their special going on for 125% deposit, return on your deposit. Meaning for your first initial $50, you're gonna get an extra 25% back. Extra 25% back. So you put $100 down, you'll get $25 back in free bets. Use that money. Go ahead and put that money up, put it on a bet, take that money out, and you never spend your money. If you're in Florida, if you're in California, doesn't matter where you're at, you can bet on BetUS. Some places like Florida
And Cali can't do FanDuel, can't do DraftKings. So your next best option is BetUS. Link is in the A2D bio on YouTube. Make sure you hit the link to get the special sign-up bonus, and make sure you tell them Money Pod sent you. Poll question of the day. Oh, no. That's the wrong poll question. That's a poll question for another show. This is my poll question. Because I'm looking at it, we're gonna get into game 7. But my poll question of the day: if with the NBA Finals win, will the Warriors have the greatest dynasty since the '90 Bulls? And we kind of talked about this in our chat. But with the NBA Finals win today, will the Warriors have the greatest dynasty since the '90 Bulls? And I took a timeline. I went back to really give everybody a sense of how this thing was homegrown. In 01, they got Curry. And then they traded for David Lee next year. And
what?
They traded for David Lee.
You said in 01.
01. I said, then I said 09? I didn't say 09?
Mm-mm.
Oh, my bad. Did I say 01?
You definitely said 01.
Oh, shit. Man, my bad.
Got me confused. I said 01.
09, they drafted Curry. Next year, they traded for David Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 2011, they hired Mark Jackson. Same year, they drafted Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
The following year, now remember, these teams were just bad. They're like
terrible.
25 and 51. Like, they were just terrible. You know what I mean? Then the year after they traded for Klay Thompson, they got Barnes and Green. They drafted Barnes and Green. Then they had a little bit of success in 2013. They were a 6th seed that beat the Denver Nuggets, that 3rd seed. Then 2013, they traded for Iggy. 2014, they hired Steve Kerr. They win their first chip the following year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Curry wins his first MVP. They win their first chip in 2015. The next year, they went 73-9. And then that same year, Curry wins his second MVP, first unanimous MVP. They were down 1-3 in Oklahoma. And I believe that's the year that Bron won in 16 when he was in Cleveland, when they were up 3-1 and Cleveland came back. And then the next year, KD comes aboard, 2017. They sweep everybody in 2017 and win the chip. Then they're in their and then next year they go back to back, 4th year. This is the 4th year they've been in the championship in a row. And then 2019 is the Kawhi year in Toronto. So they lost that. And then 2020, I believe Curry got hurt, if I'm not mistaken, the year after that. Or was that the year that Klay tore his ACL?
I think Curry was hurt, but also Klay tore his ACL. Then he came back and tore his
Achilles. Right. So they had the second draft in 2020, and they picked Wiseman.
Yep.
And then in 2021, they lost the finals. I'm sorry, they didn't lose the finals, lost in the playoffs. My bad, which is the bubble year where everybody was hurt. And now we're in the 2022, and they're back in the finals. So to go to the poll question, we have a couple dynasties that we have to look at, like a couple plate spots that we have to look at of teams that were good. It's not hard to consider Bron, but Bron went to, 8 straight finals? He went to 8 straight finals, 4 with Miami, and then 3 with Cleveland?
Yes.
Who was the 4th? Because he went to 8 straight. It was just crazy.
It was Cleveland.
It had to be Cleveland and Miami. Because he went to Miami and he went to
Miami. It was Cleveland was in the finals.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Miami.
Right.
Back to Cleveland.
Okay. So, and he went what? Out of those 8 years, he went 4-4
4. He's been a 10 finals, 4 wins.
and 4 wins. So I'm not sure because we're looking at Golden State right now, and they're 6 out of 8. It's a much better percentage, right? Out of 4 out of 10.
But you're talking about one individual versus a team, right?
Yeah, but I mean, but do you look at that 4 years of Miami as a dynasty? 3 out of 4, going 4 straight.
4 straight. Yeah, but if you're like, so I would go, and just to answer your question, I would go the 90 Bulls,
Right.
Golden State.
San Antonio's next, I'm assuming.
I probably would go San Antonio, Miami.
Okay.
But I would have to put LeBron by himself in the mix.
And that's where I was going with it.
It would have to go. It would have to go Bulls, right. Golden State, LeBron James.
Right.
8 straight final appearances. Within that, he had 2 USA team appearances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was playing basketball about 70% of the year at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
I think in that path, I think he was almost like double the most games played or minutes played than the person at the top. It was some crazy number when I was looking at it back in the day. Yeah. But yes, to answer the poll question, I believe the Warriors is. I mean,
the best.
You gotta respect that. 6 finals, 4 championships over the past 8 finals. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, it is, and they're all signed for at least the next 3 years or so.
Yeah, and they're all Hall of Famers, every single one of them. I mean, as far as the big 3, when you talk about Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson.
You think Draymond gets in the Hall?
Absolutely. How does he not? How do you leave him out? How do you leave? That's why it's so crazy. How do you leave Draymond out?
Because he doesn't do anything dominating. He does like Rodman was different, right? Rodman was a dominating entity in the league, rebounder, right? Would you consider Draymond an elite defender?
When you're talking about statistics, yeah, absolutely, he's an elite defender.
Because numbers are going to count, right?
He's always been an elite defender,
right? So numbers are going to count, but he's only got 1 DOP, right? Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
He's only got 1, and how long has he been in the league?
Draymond came in 2012.
Yeah, so he's only got 1 in about 10 years. I'm not sure Draymond gets in the Hall. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but I'm not sure he's got enough meat in his career to say he's, that he should be in the Hall.
The worst part about it is that he's been the center of each of these finals of every team. That's what I'm saying. It's hard. Statistically, maybe he's not there.
Yeah.
But as far as his impact on the team they don't make the finals without Draymond Green. They don't do this run without Draymond at all.
No. Yeah, I completely agree.
It's like he's not like the Robert Horry effect, right? Like he's
no, not at all. Not at all.
Impactful.
No, he's very impactful. He changes the game. His IQ is, up there in the top 5 probably, in the history of the game in the last 20, 25 years. But he still has to be judged by what he does on the court and his numbers, not just how he affects the game. You don't get into the Hall of Fame by just what you can affect in the game. Mm-hmm. You still have to put up numbers, and you still have to be able to have some type of filler and meet in some type of accomplishments, in your repertoire to get there. And it just happens that Draymond Green plays with arguably the 2 best shooters ever to play in the league. You know what I mean? So honestly, I don't think he gets in. I don't think he gets in. And shout out to Jermaine King. I wouldn't consider the Spurs a dynasty because they never won back-to-back championship. Fair? I do, but fair. Fair. Justin the Alpha. Draymond Green is definitely getting in the Hall of Fame. Ben Wallace, man, Ben was different though. Ben got multiple Defensive Player of the Years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Ben was a problem on the defense on the rebounding side. Like he was you know what I mean? And he was a center too. Like Draymond's a little bit different, man. He's a little bit different. I'm just not. I just don't think he gets in. I really don't. I just don't think he gets in. I just don't think he has enough. Now it's funny. I saw a stat that was surprising. He's got his most 3-pointers made in the playoffs is Dirk Nowitzki. For somebody who shoots horrendous from 3-point line, he's got as much 3-pointers as Dirk does in the playoffs,
I just
which I
feel like
thought that was interesting.
somehow he's an honorable Hall of Fame or something. They gotta have like an honorable Hall of Fame. He's one of those guys that I know you can say that he doesn't win all these championships.
Participation award? Like, what are we talking about here?
Nah, because he's more than a participant. You know what I mean? Like I think ultimately, like yeah, he had Kevin Durant, he has Steph Curry. Obviously, you can say he doesn't win these championships without them. Absolutely.
Of course not.
But at the same time, I don't think they win them championships without Draymond Green. We've seen what happened when he had kicked old boy in the nuts and they lost, the 3-1, 3-1 to LeBron. And he got off the floor, it was a wrap.
He said,
you know what I mean? Like
kicked the old boy in the nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. You bring certain things that players bring to the team that is the reason why they win, and that's it should be interesting by the time his career ends because his stats won't show Hall of Fame career, but his impact on the team is definitely Hall of Fame. Interesting. But I would go to answer your poll question. Golden State to be since the '90 Bulls, the second best for sure dynasty of all time. Well, I guess you have the Boston Celtics historically, but you got the Lakers historically.
That was before.
But since the Bulls, absolutely.
Yeah, that was before. How many times did Mike go in a row?
Mike went 3-3.
So he went 3, took a break, and then came back and went to 3 more.
Yeah.
So 6 and 7 years.
6 and
6 wins.
6 and 8.
6 wins in 7 years too, right?
Yeah, 6 wins. 6 wins. I don't think he didn't lose in the finals.
Of course not. No.
I think he lost in the playoffs. So yeah. I think it was 3-3.
That's crazy.
Well, we always usually say three straight or 3 finals is usually a dynasty. So you can't put 4 wins out of 6 years or 4 wins out of 6 appearances as being a dynasty. Absolutely.
That's crazy. Yo, you see the fight last night?
I didn't. I seen a knockout in the 6th though. I think that fight was super overly hyped, and I wasn't paying no mind.
Well, I mean, the bull he was fighting was all right. Tank was fighting was all right. He was legit, but Tank special. Tank got special type of power.
He's a little guy, but man, he got some impact.
No, he does.
I wonder if he's gonna fizzle out though. It should be interesting to see the next 5 years how his career ends up.
Yeah,
it seems like he's a little bit more mature from the All Access. It was showing his a little bit more maturity. I think he got a daughter or a child. So it seems like he's kind of like straightening up a little bit and more focused back to boxing. So we'll see, man. He has an opportunity to be one of the best.
Yes, sir.
In his weight class for sure.
All right, let's get into the bets, man. Let's get into the plays. How'd you do this weekend? What did it look like for you this weekend? I know there's been a lot of soccer, obviously a lot of baseball. Let me know what was
doing really well. I was doing really well early this week. Yesterday kind of smacked me a little bit. The Dodgers and the Padres messed me up yesterday. So it kind of had me back down on that roller coaster. So today, kind of just taking it easy for the most part. Obviously, I'm on the Boston Celtics in Game 7.
Boston Celtics, Game 7?
Mm-hmm.
There we go right here. So this is from our sponsor, BetUS. Right now at BetUS, they have the Boston Celtics favored by -2.5, -110. Money line is -145. The total is 196. Over or under at -110. I think FanDuel has it at 3 even. So, excuse me, if you like the lower line, if you like the better line, make sure you jump on BetUS. Whether it's either side you're on. Game 7. Who would have thought we would have been here? I think in Boston. No, I'm sorry. What I got up is FanDuel. My bad. I got FanDuel's up. That's -3. And then the total is 196. So my bad for that mix up there. but let me bring up the BetUS one and show you what the BetUS one looks like real quick. But I thought it was over, right? I did a whole show. You were on the show with Miami. I thought Miami was going to win it off, and obviously Jimmy got hurt. And it just kind of, to me, was like, all right, it's over. It's a wrap, right, with Jimmy getting hurt. Obviously, you had Boston early. We did a kind of quick mock of who we thought was going to go to the finals. We bet 3 teams each. I believe you had Golden State. You had Milwaukee, Boston, and I forget, you might have had a fourth one in there that was, you felt like was a little bit sleepy. Maybe Dallas. I think you kind of like Dallas kind of coming out.
It was value.
Yeah, it was value. Yeah. It was some value in Dallas at that point because I think they were like 20-1 or something like that. And I had Miami. I had Memphis for some value there. And I believe I had did I have Golden State? I might have had the Bucks.
No, I think you're Golden State.
Yeah,
I think you had the Bucks.
I think the Bucks, Miami, and then Memphis with some value there. Because I thought Memphis was going to really give Golden State some trouble. But obviously they didn't play, right, the way it kind of lined up. And then when Morant went down, it was just, it was just a wrap for Memphis at that point. But I also thought that Boston was going to win the last game in Boston. That line was minus like 350, almost 400. And Jimmy just said, I'm just going to win this game. I'm going to will them to win this game, which is just crazy for me to see because I knew how good he was. I know he's always been one of the best two-way players in the game. I know he could carry a team because we've seen it here. Obviously, we boo-hoo because he used to be here. So I seen it here that he could carry a team, and then obviously we saw him in a bubble when he carried a team. But he's at the point where he's just willing his team to win. It's very LeBron-like. Like he's just not going to lose. You know what I mean? It's just like he's willing them to win the game, and I have a hard time. You already said it multiple times already. I think our guy James was on it as well. You guys are on Boston today, and is Boston the right play here? Is it like let's break this game down? Is the difference between what you feel is going to happen and what you think is going to happen? And how do you not like a home dog game 7? Like, how do you not like a home dog game 7 right here? They've played. This is the 7th game. They've only lost twice at home, which is once in this series. I think Boston's been on the road has been well today. But I'm just trying to have I don't know where to go because it's a toss-up. It's a complete toss-up, right? The line reflects that. It's 2.5. It's a bucket. You're going to get a little bit value on the home dog. I understand if you told me that you like Boston just because you thought Jimmy Buckets just blew his load and he just dropped 50. So there's no way he comes back for game 7 and drops another 40, which they might need. But break down why you have the Boston Celtics winning today in game 7.
So all respect to Jimmy, I think he's been disrespected as a player. I don't know why he's being disrespected as being an elite basketball player. You hear it all over the media. It's like they're hard. It's like a lot of them analysts don't want to actually put him at there as like an elite player, and it's like why, right? Look what he's doing. Look what he's able to do. So the fuel going into that game 6, obviously, first off, it was a closeout game from Boston, right? So they should be coming out as motivated as possible. But I think on top of that, you had everybody on television all day long not giving the Heat a chance, and then obviously you had Draymond Green, which obviously that fueled him too. You see the players are talking about thanks Draymond X, Y, and Z. But more importantly, I think is the disrespect that Jimmy was getting. It was just a question mark, like Jimmy's not this person. And to your point, like you said, Jimmy is one of the best 2-man players that's in the NBA right now. He's an elite player, and he's showing you that I can do this for my team.
If not the best. It's hard to argue that he's not at this point. because not only is he playing offense and defense, but he's carrying the team like it's him.
And I think that's the issue. I think that game 6, that one, he's not getting 47 again, right?
Yeah, that's the scary part because
He's
that's
not
the
going to
scary
get
part.
47 again. He's not
Right.
getting 40 again. His
Right.
probably total, his lowest total is probably what, 29 maybe right now.
Let me look it
29?
up. Go ahead. Keep talking. Let me look
It's
it up.
just one of them things where I'm saying, if you look at the stats of that game last night,
Yeah.
right? Miami shot 46% from the field, 42% from 3, 96% from the free throw line. They out rebound. They out rebounded, right? That's key. They out rebounded. They haven't out rebounded this whole series.
Mm.
I mean, when the Boston Celtics was fully healthy with the Williams on the game and Horford in the game, they had more assists, tied in steals, and the same amount of turnovers. But the key thing is the rebounding, and I think that's going to be key going into this game. I think now you have Boston, and they can't lose. They're fully healthy as much healthy as they can be, right, going into a game 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the better team, which is Boston Celtics, will prevail tonight.
Right now, Jimmy Butler
is a whole game.
27.5.
27.5. Right. I said 29. I thought you at least give him 29. So even his point total is telling you that they're not winning this game without him getting over 27 points. He would have to be in the 30s, but I don't think he's.
They won last time without him, but it was Bam that went off, right?
Oh, Bam went for 30. That's definitely
Bam went for 30. Yeah, that's what they need to meet. They need Bam to show up. Like to me, there's no way they win this game if Bam doesn't at least give you 20. He's got to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's got to be the presence inside because everything else has been quiet for Bam. It's been 8 and 6, 9 and 10. And then when Jimmy went out with that knee injury for the rest of the half, then Bam was able to get off. And I think Tatum was off that game. I think Tatum started maybe 1 for 7 or 1 for 8 that game. So that allowed them to get into that lead and then hold that lead where they were almost up by like 20 points. But I think Eric Spoelstra said it best. This is what, legends are made of. This is what the season's about. This is what getting to the NBA Finals takes. It's going to take everything you have and everything you can give. And they're both hurt. They're both bad. They're both, banged up. Obviously, Hero not being out there has, pushed the scoring load more on the front on the first 5. But that place is going to be nuts.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That place is going to be nuts. It's going to be rocking. And looking at this play here, you're right. I mean, you said 29.5, but you're pretty close. 27.5 right here at minus 106 for Jimmy Butler. So does Jimmy get off to a fast start? Does he get off to a hot start? Who's going to be the starter in Game 7? And I think that when you look at this game to bet and how to bet this game, for one, I'm not betting anything like hoping somebody out the blue just kind of shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be the people who've always showed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like even though Derek White seems kind of low, when he plays, he does score. But for me, I'm sticking with the stars. Right? I'm sticking with the guys that is going to have the ball and it's going to be the hand in their ball 85 to 80% of the time. And that's Tatum, that's Brown, and that's Butler. I'm not messing with nobody else in terms of player props or anything like that. Because I just can't trust nobody else. Like, I just can't. I can't trust Bam. Al Horford's looked like, old Al of the Celtics, but, he's been here before. He's a vet. But are they really going to rely on Al to get them a win? Like the way Boston plays, it's always going to go through Tatum and Brown. Mm-hmm. And then, Marcus is going to get their shots and everybody else just finds their fit. Now, Al's has been balling throughout the whole playoffs, especially in this series. But when we're talking about putting bets and putting money on them in Game 7, you got to stick with the stars. You got to stick with the guys that got you there. And looking at this slate, I mean, Tatum, Brown, and Butler, I mean, they're going to have the green light. whether they make shots or not is going to be a different question. And the total is low. Like the total in the game is under 200. It's 196. What do you think about that? I thought that was extremely low.
196 is low.
We just basing that the bookman, the simulations just think these boys are going to come out flat.
No, I think it's going to be more intensity on the defensive level. Like I think they're going to start trying to shut down on the defensive side. So they're looking at a low-scoring game, which you can't be mad about. When you look at these games, how they starting out, it's been, I'm surprised they got over 200 in the last game. The way that game started out last on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
If you look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was 111-103, but in the first quarter, it was like, I want to say in about 4 minutes left, they only had like 14 points at the highest at the moment, but they ended up with 29-22. So I think their thing's going to be lapped down. I do think the 196 is really, really low, though. I think it gets over 196. I don't know if it hits 200, but I think it gets over 196. I don't think it's going to be that low. I think the key players here is going to be Williams in the middle presence. I think he has to be the big impact player here defensively. Continue to shut down Bam Adebayo. You cannot let him get loose. If they let Bam get loose, they will lose this game because you're going to have Bam Adebayo, and then you're going to have Jimmy Butler at the same time, probably doing what he wants to do. I don't think Jimmy Butler gets over his 20. I don't think he gets 29. Does he get to 20? Does he get to 29? Which means he'll be over. I don't know. I think defensively lock in on Boston, and they're going to force somebody else to beat him. And I think that's the issue. Who else is going to beat him without Tyler Hero out there?
Yeah.
Can Kyle Lowry do it? Yeah, but he don't have enough in his legs to do it. So yeah, give me Boston because I think you have just the star power on Boston is much better. Brown can give it to you, Tatum can give it to you, and then obviously you're going to get the support from Horford and Marcus Smart is going to give you all he have on his injured legs to close out this game. So give me Boston away. I'll probably take the money line because if it gets down to 2.5, just give me the money line at that point. I'll just pay the juice for that. It will be a close game. If you want to look at anything, maybe look at first quarter under. I think they both play a little tight. Run down that clock a little bit.
Yeah, try to get his best shots they can. Yep, makes sense.
So I don't know about first half because I think first half will be well under 50. Right? What would it be?
You said first half or first quarter?
I like first quarter, but what is first half spread? Would it be like 100, 101 or something like that?
Total.
Maybe less than that.
Total point. That's this is just a way to. Oh, here we go. First half total points. 95.
Yeah, 95. That's too low for me. I mean, I would go first quarter. I think they'll start slow, like they have been in the past. But let's look at these last games really quickly.
So first quarter total points is 47.5. That's low too, bro. What are you talking about? 24, 22? You know what I mean?
Has it really 47.5 is the first quarter?
Let me go back. What, the spread?
You said the total is 47.5 for the first quarter?
Yeah, 47.5. Yep.
Yeah, it's too low. I mean, I would go over then.
Yeah, I'm looking at
I would have to go over. If it was around like 54, 52, which it can't with that total being at 196. This is right. The number's right. 47.5, I would have to go over.
Because
I think it'll be a slow first quarter, but I think it'll hit over 47.5.
Right, because Jimmy scored 17 in the fourth quarter in the last game. Mm-hmm. Right, he got the bulk of his points in the fourth quarter. Like he had 30 going in the third, but I don't. A lot of it came in. But I'm looking at the last couple games to kind of see where the trend is. So in your first game, last game, they went over that 47. Yeah. On Wednesday game, which is game 5, it was under. So let me keep going back. It was under again. Game 4. Over in game 3.
I think over in the rest of them too.
Yeah, over. So what's that?
Over in 1, 2, and 3. It's only 2.
So 2 and 4 on overs in the first quarter.
On the under.
On the under.
On the under. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the over here. I don't think it gets that tight. I think it'll be tight, but I don't think it's that tight. I think they both get At least 20. They both should hit 22 points. I would say probably like a 28, 25-ish, maybe 28, 24, 23, something like that first quarter. But I think they hit over the 47. I didn't know it was going to be that low.
Yeah, that's man.
Yeah, if it was
It's
like 49, 50, 50 and a half, I would go under.
And the only way they get that low to me is if
They're missing shots.
they're missing shots.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're just off.
Yeah, because they've been getting shots. Defensively, they've been playing well, right? Closeouts and certain things. Like they've been playing really extremely, extremely well. But they've also missed shots, right? You know what I mean? So I don't think they'll miss as many shots.
The other one I like is I'm about to look it up. I like Tatum's over in threes with 4.5, 4 and 3.5.
3.5 is a lot, man. I don't like the
Yo,
3.5.
he's jagging like 8 or 9 threes a game.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just don't want to hit 3.5. You got to get 4 threes in a game. Unless you're telling me that you Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, I'm cool on those.
I'm trying to look it up.
Now, can he hit it? Absolutely, he can hit it. But
let me see. Where's his splits?
That's a sweat for me.
But the line is a little bit low in terms of it's not like it's what it was it plus 115, plus 112.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it's a lot of threes in a game.
In a closeout game? Oh, he's jagging. Let me look. So, okay, kind of. He's only hit this twice out of the 6, but he's averaged 8 threes a game.
What did he hit in Miami? Look at the Miami games.
In Miami, he was 2 for 8, 4 for 6, and 2 for 9. Still averaging about 7.5 to 8 threes.
Yeah.
And in Miami, he's hit 22, 27, and 29 points. I think his point total was what? I would think it'd be like higher than Jimmy's, like 28.5, maybe 29.5.
Yeah, and I got to go under there. I don't like him going over.
Yeah, 20.5.
Because that's not the recipe for them to win in Boston.
So if he goes over, I mean, if he goes under, if you like his under, does that mean you like Brown's over?
No, I don't think they. I think they both be sitting in that 20 range, right? I don't think they need to. I think they just get to. They need the support from Al Horford, Marcus Smart. They need team basketball, right? Obviously, Jason Tatum can't have a bad game. He can't come out here shooting 9 points or 12 points like he did the other night. He has to actually come out here and play ball. So he needs to get up into the 20s, but I don't think he needs to be in the 30s for them to win. I mean, the line is telling you that. The total is telling you 196. So the way Boston plays, it's rare that you're getting like a Miami game where you have 47 points from Butler and then everybody else kind of just moseyed around. Like in Boston, is usually most likely it's going to be led by Jason Tatum, but you already told me he only hit how many times he hit 30 this series? Once?
I think it was twice. I got to go back and look. I switched to Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, let me look at it now.
Yeah. So Jaylen Brown is 20. His point total is 23.5.
30 and 31.
Yeah, twice. Yeah.
So he's right up on there. He's right up on that number. So yeah, and he lost that 30-point game.
What they haven't done a lot too, Miami, in this game is they haven't done that pick and roll and putting Brown in the pick and roll against Bam. I've seen them doing it a couple of times, and I think they can be successful with that a little bit more. Almost kind of what Giannis did to them. They effectively target Brown in the post and trying to win after him with a bigger body. So I think they can do that. But I kind of like this Brown over at 23.5.
That's interesting to me.
Because it's in Miami, he's had 25, 24, and 24. So the trend looks like it does that he should hit this. And then he shot from 3 well in Miami. He went 4 from 8, 4 for 7, and 5 for 9. And obviously that's where, a good chunk of his points came from. So, I mean, obviously they're going to have the green light, right? They're going to have the green light all day to get a win, but play smart basketball, as you said. And it doesn't look like – so in this series, yeah, they've won the first game, obviously, in Miami, and haven't won in Miami, since. So
if you're Miami, how do you win this game? I think that's what you got to say. Jason Tatum can't go off, right? You don't want him. You know he's going to be their go-to guy, so you got to blitz Jason Tatum. I think that's what they do in Miami, right? They say, okay, Jaylen Brown can beat us. So I'd rather take Jaylen Brown's points over 23 because I think he'll get more shots.
yeah,
I think Jaylen Brown hits over 23.5. I mean, it's game 7. It's live or die. So you got to throw all your buckets at, to stop Jason Tatum from going off, which I don't think Boston needs to happen.
right.
But if I'm Miami, that's what I got to do. Just like if I'm Boston, Jimmy Butler's not going off today.
Well, I don't think Jimmy goes off just because it's so hard for him to reproduce what he just did.
Jermaine, you're right. Role players do usually play well at home.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Unfortunately, I think the role players that Miami has right now, one, Tyler Hero's not playing, and then
I think he'll play. I think they're going to let him. I think he's going to play. I know he shouldn't play, but I think he's going to play.
Well, do you think he's going to be effective as a role player, like what Jermaine is saying? I mean, what I'm saying is the role players usually do well at home. That's absolutely right. But when you're looking at Miami's role players, who are we looking at? Duncan Robinson, they barely giving him any minutes. I guess Victor Oladipo, you gonna say he's gonna get over his points? Yeah, I mean he's been balling.
Yeah, I'm not like I told you before. I'm not touching any of those role players. I'm sticking with guys that I know. You know what I mean? It's not maybe. It's not. Now, will there be somebody who shows up that's not supposed to show up, or kind of a roll of the dice? Absolutely, and that's the gamble. That's what we're here to talk about, right? This is why we're talking about breaking down the game, and this is why we're giving you this insight. Mm-hmm. What we're doing right now is talking and throwing what we feel the game flow is going to be, which will help us make a better bet because everything's so tight right now. The line is -2.5, so it's a complete toss-up. You have people like in the chat and B Diddy are saying Boston. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased because I have a Miami bet riding, right? Or overall Miami bet riding. Now I already hedged it with Golden State, so if Miami wins, I'm just sitting back watching the finals and just waiting for to collect my ticket. But I have a Miami Heat ticket to win the whole thing. So this is obviously I need Miami to win this game for that ticket to be live. But I also have Golden State. But my thing is in game. Hey, let's look it up. In game 7s, how many game 7s in the Eastern Conference Finals? How many times has the road team won? I take a lot of stats and numbers, but I also kind of get a feel of the game. This is what we're trying to fill out this game process of how this game is going to flow and going to go. So we're working our way to giving you the bets that we like, right? And this is the process, and this is what we want from our audience. This is what we want from you guys. Feed in, tell us what you think, and we're going to look at that and say, hey, does that make sense, right? We've been doing this a very long time, and you might have well been doing it a very long time as well. Shit, you might have probably been doing it as long as us. But you can talk about winning tickets. There's a difference between saying you're winning tickets, and then there's a difference between showing you winning your tickets. You go to Money Pop Podcast on Instagram. You go to Money Pop Podcast on Twitter. You go to Money Pop Podcast on ATD Radio. You go anywhere you see this face and hit that my man's face on a Money Pop Podcast, anything with the logo up, you will see consistent winning tickets. Consistent. Not saying I'm the best capper in the world or the best thing, but we give consistent winners, we give consistent good advice, and we give consistent free bets as well. This is what we're trying to do today. This is where we're at right now. Because I'm trying to get my man and you guys to convince me why Boston's going to win in a game 7 away, right? One of the philosophies, and when you're betting in these tight games, like a playoff game, obviously a playoff game in any sport, or an elimination game, like you're going to get that extra boost from your home team, unless they completely shit the bed, or unless Michael Jordan's on the other side of the court, or something like that. But you're going to get consistently, like the home team. Like I think I forget who it was, but my man said role players typically play well at home. So does Max Strus come out of nowhere and hit 5 threes? Who knows? Does Butler show up again? I mean, this is where we're at breaking this down. And I want to get as much information and much data I can get from people that I trust in their opinions to get me to a point. Now, we might not agree at the end of the day, and that's fine. That's cool. But as long as I went through this process and understood all the factors that get me to my decision to actually make my bet, that's what's important. Especially right now with economic times is a little funky right now. Obviously, markets are down. Talks are that we're already in a recession already. We want to be smart with our money. We want to make smart bets. We also want to bet with not house money. We want to bet with our set-aside bankroll that we've set aside and we worked to get to where we're at now. If you're part of the memberships, we've already worked that. Now, I won't lie because there's no reason for me to hide. I haven't been hitting consistently in the membership bets the last couple of weeks. It's part of the game. You know what I mean? Ups and downs, peaks and valleys, just like the market. We go up and down a little bit. But as long as when we're at our top and we peak and we keep hitting and pressing, that's how we build our bankroll. So what I wanted to look at this, I think this is an important stat because I think it comes up a lot. It's a stat about let me see, NBA records for Game 7's playoffs. I want to see how many times the home team has won. Let me see. So 144 Game 7s in playoff history. Shit, the Boston Celtics have won. The Boston Celtics have played in 34 Game 7s and won 25 of them. They're 25-9 in Game 7s. Heat are 6-4.
Give me Boston, baby. I mean, not just on that. I just think the better team is the Boston Celtics. The more healthier team is the Boston Celtics right now, even with the injuries on Boston. And I think ultimately they're the best defensive team on the floor. I think you're going to blitz Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler cannot go off. They've done that in the last two games prior to yesterday or to Friday. I think he shot like 7 for 32. They both had L's at the end of that game. So I think when you do that, which I think will be the game plan of tonight, I think Miami will have a hard time scoring, and Boston will win this game. I mean, you might want to look at the team totals, right? Like, what's the team totals? What's Boston's team total?
Boston team total is
196.
It's got to be like 90.
Be the 90s.
Yeah, I'm about to say 95.
Man, they're more like 98.
Let's see who's right. Ooh. 99.5.
99.5 and 97.5, right?
Yeah.
I like Boston Celtics over 99.5 too.
Have they not scored 100 points at all?
Let's look at
it's only once. Oh, no. Who am I looking at? So, yeah, only once. That might be a great play right there. Only once they haven't scored 100 points. And that was Game 5. They won 93-80. But everything else, they lost 103. Game 4, they won 102. Game 3, they had 103. Game 2, they had 127. And then Game 1, they had 107.
Yeah, they're looking like this game. I think the books think this is going to be like Game 5. That's what it's looking like. The books is looking like this game will be like a Game 5.
Yeah, but Game 5 was different. That was when Jimmy came off the knee. Because he hurt the knee in Game 4, and then he played Game 5, and he only had like 10 points.
I get it, but that's what I'm saying. Why is this line so low? I mean, they got to think it's going to look. They got to think they're going to shut down Jimmy Butler, and it's going to shut down this whole game.
Yeah.
The team, his player totals is the same at 27.5. So yeah, I mean, to keep it real, this is what I got: Miami, and I got Miami team total over. That'll be my two plays. I'm sorry. I don't know why I just said that. Boston team total over, and Boston money line to win the game. And I'm going to go with your one
pick because that makes the most sense to me out of the six games. And I'm also looking at Jaylen Brown over and his points.
with 23.5. So also I'm looking at, but I really like that. I like that team over 99. I it's tough for me to see this game playing out to this level of 196.5. I just think it's so low. First quarter's low, even though it's been a more of a popular pick there. And so your first half. So I do like the play though. The single play right here at team total over 99.5 for the Boston Celtics to win the game. All right. Anything else on this game you got?
Not on this game. I mean, I do like Jaylen Brown's team total over 23.5. I think he gets.
Yeah, I like his points over too.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to give everything they got to Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
and
they
then
got
maybe you want to look at Williams's points too and see where they are. I like his overs too. He's been pretty dominant in the paint, especially if he's healthy. I guess you got to wait on if he's healthy or not. But
7.5.
Yeah, I love Robert Williams over 7.5 for sure. He's been pretty strong in that paint. What's his rebounds?
Rebounds
7.5 too. I would go over there.
Probably it's got to be higher than that, like 9.5.
He doesn't get a whole lot of minutes. That's why his don't be so crazy.
7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. Yeah, I would go over that too. Hold on one second.
James, I haven't watched too much WNBA this year. I know a couple people who do watch it and bet, but I haven't got into it, so I can't give you any spots for WNBA as of right now. It's possible a lot of people who do WNBA really look at just betting favorites, which is fine. It's kind of a safe bet to do it. Do a quick, a little 2-team parlay. I know some of the teams that are who I know some of the players on certain teams. I forget that one girl who got drafted first round, point guard. She's nasty. I forget where she's at though. But yeah, no, it's something that we're going to look at because NBA is kind of dwindling down a little bit. So got to get that fixed somewhere. Baseball for right now for me has been kind of like not hit or miss, but it hasn't been as consistent as I typically and normally has, especially with your first innings, team totals, and nerfies. I do like the Phillies today though. I think the Phillies might bounce back, but a lot of people don't, right? A lot of people can't trust them, but I like Wheeler on the mound today. So I do like the Phils to win today. Hopefully the bats kind of wake up. But I mean, you guys know A2D, the Phils have been nothing short of just a huge disappointment. So, but yeah, no, James, I'll start looking at some WNBA so we can give you some plays from that side too. I just haven't looked at it. I've been watching some more tennis actually. Trying to get a feel of some of the newer stars coming up in tennis. See if we can get some value there. I know I forget the girl's name in tennis, but she's just been killing it. I don't think she hasn't lost a break point I forget her name though. I'm terrible with these European names. Trash. Let's look at some future bets here, bro. That I was thinking about. So we already know. Obviously, we'll understand who's going to be winning. Who's going to be in the finals after tonight. And we got some NBA Finals kind of bets here that are already popped up. I honestly still think if you have the bankroll for it, this is still a really good bet.
Bro, look at that. Look at that.
What? The plus 280?
Look at that. Look. Give me Boston money line. You feel me? Don't tell me nothing more. Don't tell me no more right now. Look at the championship outright lines right there.
Yeah, plus 280 for Boston.
And plus 650 in a game 7. That's why Golden State. I mean, I was gonna say that anyway. Golden State don't want Boston. They want Miami. That's what Draymond was really saying. He was trying to get that fuel out, like, please. So that's kind of where I'm at. Miami will not be able to suit up against the Golden State Warriors.
I do, like I said, I do like Golden State here still at 2-1. I think this is really good value. Still, to me, like I said, but this would take a decent sized bet to do this to get some value on that. But if you're looking at some other spots to go, I think it's very hard with Golden State in the NBA Finals. And if you like Golden State, obviously the favorite to win. How you not already on Stephen Curry to win the MVP?
Sure.
You know what I mean? At minus 110, great value, especially if you like this value right here. This is great value right here. Obviously, you can't do that, but great value for him to win the MVP at minus 110. There's nobody else on this list that I would really even think about looking at. It would be, for me, NBA Finals MVP bet, it's Curry or no bet. That's really where I'm at. Like you can take a piece of some of these other guys, but there's just no way. You know what I mean? There's just no way. And how many chips do they got? 4? Right? And the 4 championships that they have, he's won the MVP twice. And the other person who's won them is KD. You know what I'm saying?
Won MVP
You know what I
twice.
mean? So, like
Steph ain't got an MVP. Steph don't have a Finals MVP.
Oh, that's right. It's Iggy. KD's got 2.
Mm-hmm.
Who won it in the first one?
It's not him.
Well, shit, then them motherfuckers do.
I agree. I think so. This is my caveat to that. I would sprinkle a little on Klay Thomas because the number of values there at plus 1,800. If he gets off in that series, he's getting off, right? If any of these teams are, this is why. If either of these teams make it, Miami or Boston, Steph's going to have some issues. Are they going to be able to stop Golden State? No. But will they be able to isolate and slow down Steph Curry? Yeah, they will be able to do that. So I would say, and then also on top of that, now they have a Eastern Conference and a Western Conference MVP. And Steph has already won that. So in retrospect, they've already given him an MVP. So they don't really feel like they're forced to give him MVP if Golden State wins. So I would say sprinkle a little on Klay because the value's there. And then boom, put a smash on Steph. But I think either of these teams can slow down, not stop the greatest shooter of all time, but slow him down. Is he going to get you, those crazy, crazy games? Probably not. Maybe once or twice, but it won't be as, I think they have the ability to slow him down.
If it's Golden State versus Boston, then I like your Klay pick. If it's Golden State versus the Miami Heat, then I love Steph. Because to me, I think Marcus Smart has that kind of body type that could give Curry a little bit of fits.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the defensive player of the year, right? So, like you said, not going to stop Curry. Curry's going to get his, but does just enough to slow him down. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where Klay, you have to look at Klay to kind of get open, and kind of get going. Even Jordan Poole could be something, a sleeper.
Yep. I just don't think they're going to give it to him. He would have to have a hell of a series.
Yeah. No,
she's kind of slowed down, I think, ultimately. But Klay, I feel like, is warming up, especially after that last game. I think Klay is kind of warming up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. I like the Klay pick, especially if they go against Boston. If Miami, to me, it's Curry because Lara's not going to be able to keep up with Curry. You know what I mean? So, any baseball picks today before we get out of here? Any baseball or hockey plays, man? Did you see that Game 7? Who was that? Was it the Avalanche when they won with 5 seconds left?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, actually, the hockey is pretty good. Actually,
playoff hockey's been great the last couple games. I know the Rangers won big. I think they won 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, yesterday?
Yep.
So, is this a Game 7 for them? I think this is the Hurricanes and Ranger games. I think it's Game 7. The crazy thing about this game, about this series, nobody's won on the road. Everybody's won at home.
That's why you got give me Carolina, baby.
You know what I mean?
All day. Give me Carolina close out. That's one of the hardest teams to beat at home. So I'll take Carolina right there. I mean, ultimately, they should have won the series anyway. They gave up that crazy lead in Game 5. They should have already, or Game 6, whatever. Yeah, Game 5. So give me Carolina at home. I'll take them. There's no way Rangers win that series.
I think it's going to end up being Colorado and Tampa. is going to be the end up being the cup. And I have a future bet on Tampa winning it, going for the three-peat. I think the three-peat hasn't happened in like 20 years or something crazy
Yeah, a
like
lot
that.
of people got money on Tampa too.
I thought everybody had money on Colorado. I thought everybody was running that Colorado.
I've
way.
seen tickets to Tampa Bay. I mean, I guess they're just looking at it. But baseball wise, I do like the Braves today. You got Max Fried on the line um, against Alicia Hernandez. That line is juiced up over 230. You might want to look at that first half. Um,
Let me
and
bring
look
that
at
back up for you.
that first half Braves, or you can take the run line at -1.5. I don't know what that juice would be, but I do like the Braves.
Where you got? Braves.
hmm I do like a little half unit on Cleveland. You got your boy McKenzie's on the mound. He's pitching 2.70 ERA.
Against the Marlins. Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that -1.5 is at -106. I think that's good for the game. Or if you want to look at first half Atlanta Braves,
First
that's the better pitching duel there with Max Fried on the line.
five.
Sorry.
Let's see what we got here. First five. This shit running slow, baby. Everybody trying to get them plays in. First half results, we got -145 Atlanta.
-145. So yeah, I would probably go to I mean, depending on how much juice you want to put out there. But I do like the Braves to win by more than 2 runs.
Okay.
Um, a little half unit maybe on Cleveland there with the Cleveland.
Oh, McKenzie. How's McKenzie been pitching? I know
He's doing okay. He's a 3-3 record with a 2.7 ERA. He's up and down, but I think Detroit's been struggling.
Yeah, I like them. I like this Cleveland play. I've been looking at him. I know he came on the scene, big arm, tall kid. He looked good in the beginning, but he's gotten beat up ever since that kind of first year where they took some film on him. I was looking at that. I was thinking about the White Sox in a bounce back game against the Cubs myself. I believe.
And then let me give you a value play here that might be into some plus money. Give me the Cardinals here. You know, they got Miles McCollis on a mound against Corbin
Okay.
Burns. This might be one of those nerfy plays here.
As soon as you started talking, the line started shifting.
Where'd they go?
It went up a little bit. A little bit of money came on the Brewers. It was at +120, and I was at +124.
Yeah, I mean that's what I read. Like I said, I think the value's there. I think Cardinals can win this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to sweep, you know what I mean? But they dominated the series ultimately. So
Yeah,
give me
another
the
thing that
Cardinals
I
can
do as
sweep.
well with some of with baseball plays is, like you said, it's hard to sweep. So I tend to look for games that they're trying to close out, whether they're trying to win 3 or 4 games in a row. And I tend to like the other way. Like even with this Dodgers game, Dodgers are going for a 4-game sweep. And the line's pretty juiced, pretty juiced up here with the Dodgers -250. I mean, Anderson's a problem. I think he's 5-0, and the Diamondbacks are just trash. But it just be certain games like that. If you want to gamble, this +1.5 ain't too bad at +106. Just for them, to give you some, just to give you some, what's the word? Some liability protection.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go to that +180 there, which is, pretty high. +106 is not a bad bet here, I think, for the Diamondbacks. And I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, you have Cleveland there, like you said, and like I said, I like the Phils today. I do. I do like the Phils today with Will on the mound. He's starting to kind of form out. He started off rocky at the elbow injury, but he's starting to kind of run out. It's just can he get some support? You know what I mean? How many innings is he going to
Yeah,
go? Can he get some bats, and can he get some support in the
man.
bullpen?
The
So
Mets
maybe
been hot, man. The Mets bat's been hot, man. That's just one of them games you might want to. As much as I would like to bet that spot there with Zach Wheeler, the Mets have been just super hot at the bats.
yeah,
So it's just one of them things that's pretty tough to bet.
yeah, and look, it's plus money on each side for first half too. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually Phil's, which makes sense, right? Phil's a plus
Yeah,
1 versus
really the better pitchers on the mound,
better pitcher on the mound.
but the
It's
Mets
kind
been
of
hitting so well. So
yeah. So this might be a nice play right here. If they're plus 120 just to be up first, kind of play with Wheeler on the mound, and hopefully he doesn't get banged up today.
mhm.
So we have some plays for y'all today, man. We really went deep dive into the Boston and Miami game. We came out with actually some decent plays there. Looked at some baseball today. Like I said to one of my guys, man, we'll take a look at the WNBA. And sorry about the technical difficulties this morning. That was a weird spot. I don't think that's, as long as I'm doing a podcast, I don't think that's ever happened like in that manner, in that retrospect. So for the homie B Diddy, for myself, Mossy Money, man, I want to appreciate everybody jumping on. Make sure you share, you like, you hit that notification bell so you know every time Money Pop Podcast comes on the correct way that we're in here giving you the best bets and the best advice on how to bet moving forward in this ever-growing market, because this market is so huge and we just trying to be a small piece of the pie in the market. And then sooner or later, we'll just take over the whole goddamn thing where everybody's coming to Money Pop Podcast to get their best gambling advice. We're here for free. We do it all the time. And we hope to get winners. And what we talk about all the time is we got bigots. We got bets to make and cash and tickets to cash, man. So for myself, B Diddy, Moss Money, enjoy the weekend. I know everybody and their mom got off tomorrow. If you're down the shore, enjoy it. For those who served and lost, for families that have lost, not only in wars, but everything we've seen in this world today. Prayers up to you. Enjoy life, because even though it might look dull, life is amazing. Life is good. And enjoy the time, man. Once again, Moss Money, B Diddy. Yeah.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like Boston Celtics, he stinks!
Oh shit!